What's up, Reject Nation? We're gonna watch a video today from Supernatural Conventions. Our friend Ash, aided by our other patron, Toasted Toad, SBN cast Love, Skittles, and Scars. We love these compilations that are put together. Thank you so much for sending this to us in advance. Over at our Patreon, we have a weekly Q&A podcast formulated by your guys' questions, so thank you guys. But the biggest draw of our Patreon would definitely be our TV show reactions. Over there we do watch-alongs, and there are many shows where we have the option for reaction highlights included at the same tier. And those shows are, as you'd expect, Supernatural, Doctor Who, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, The Promised Neverland, Attack on Titan, Death Note, My Hero Academia, the Two Heroes movie included, Code Geass, Hunter x Hunter, One Punch Man, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and there are shows where we only have the watch-along option for them, shows like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Gotham, and there's a whole bunch of other ones as well. Anywho, head on over to our Patreon today if you'd like to watch some Supernatural with us and a bunch of other shows too.
My question was, by far, what was your favorite season to record ever with Supernatural?
Mine's I gotta go with 4 or 5.
Smart move, Jared. Smart move.
The season I met my wonderful wife.
That's a good answer. Yeah!
The diving catch.
Oh dear. I too liked 4 quite a bit. I thought there were some really strong episodes. Because you met somebody who wrangled you in. That's fair.
I'm going to do something totally impromptu. I'm going to look to my left and ask what my partner's favorite part was, or first thing to come to mind of each season 1 through 10. Season 1, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Bugs.
Car accident. Season 2, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I don't remember season 2.
I'm a Canadian. Season 3. Just first thing that comes to your mind.
Hellhounds.
Hurry.
Dying.
The hanging by the hooks at the very end.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say writer strikes or mystery spot.
Oh yeah.
Season 4.
Season 4, the end.
Is that where that episode came from?
The outtake when I couldn't say that line. It was like,
That's happened in every season. Usually wants a show.
That's true. Anyways, I think the upshot of that conversation is, are we sure season 2 happened? If you
I think we skipped 2 and went right into 3. Oh wait, I remember 2. Women. Ruby and Bella.
There's 3.
The original?
Yeah.
Again, did season 2 happen?
Yeah, man.
I was gonna say, somebody said Gay Tigerman, and that was awesome. Bad Day at Black Rock, was that 2? It was 3? Did season 2 have Hell Breaks Loose?
Oh, Hell Breaks Loose.
Sidekicks.
That's what it is.
Joe.
You getting stabbed in the back by Aldous.
Yes.
And had to see
Building the apocalypse on stage.
you
3.
dead on the bed in the scene where I had to say, like Dean had to say,
Yeah.
sorry, you had to hold your breath. And I took as long as I could because I wanted to see if I could get you to pass
I always knew you were milking it.
out. Yep. Oh, yeah, buddy. I told Kim Manners, I'm like, listen, just let it roll. Let it roll, because it is 3 o'clock, time for milking.
If I had a nickel.
Just lost Kmart on that one.
One that comes to mind
and I'm going to say it for Jared, is watching him fall in love with his wife.
Aww. Love. She is hot.
Because he was a good guy. I mean, poor Jen, she just, you know, poor Jen, all of a sudden she just like had this tail. It was like following her around, and I knew that as soon as I looked over and Jen sitting in her cast chair, she, you know, she was trying to keep to herself, reading the book. And then, I'm not kidding, this is Jared. Be your wife. Can I have some romantic music, fellas?
This is a book. What you read? A book. Leave me alone. So, I read books. Sure. Sure. I do. I read. Okay, I'll go on a date with you. Okay. I was playing a much taller version of my wife.
I mean, I can tell you that there were moments during the show where I was, you know, where Jared really, like, his performance really
Damn, look at that
impressed me.
goatee.
That I was jealous. I was like, man, he just stole the show. I would say in the episode The End, when he plays Lucifer in the white suit, I thought that was one of his best scenes ever.
Yeah.
I remember being in the scene, and I thought I did a pretty good job in that scene too. And then I watched the final, I watched the show, and I'm like, son.
Like a cop or something. I know.
But you know, I'd give it up to him. I was like, hey, buddy, you nailed it. You completely outshined me in that scene. So you know, but he was very gracious.
My name is Savannah, and my question.
Your name is what?
What?
I said one. You can't say one to my one. I said one first.
What?
Your name is one. Like Georgia.
Ha.
Nice to marry.
Liz in Georgia.
My question is for Jensen.
All that.
You sure you don't want the smart one? We should the whole Georgia thing and the Savannah and we do a let it go.
I'm leading them, and then we all stop and landing and have a conversation. And the guys are lining up the shot. They go, "Okay, Jared, it's perfect right there. Jensen, it's great, really good. All right, Rich, get the shot." And I say, "I am the shot." And they go, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "We're there." And I'm like, "Okay, let's get we can't see you, dude. Let's get a box for Richards." I'm like, a box like, "All right, we good?" Listen, man, we're cut. What? What are we doing wrong? Like, I still can't see. There were like 4 boxes.
Oh no.
It's like the way you help a little kid tinkle in the toilet. You know, you're like, almost. Nope. Very emasculating. And the funny thing is, because it's not my first rodeo. I've done a lot of TV shows, and the guys aren't that tall. I mean, most actors I work with are my height or taller, but not by they're not that tall. And so these guys are huge, and I had to make a comment. I'm like, holy crap, you guys are really tall. I mean, you're tall. And Jensen's like, yeah, I'm 6'1", and they call me the short one. Sucks. Especially until you meet people on TV, the brain kind of assumes they are a certain height. So before you ever met Jared Jensen or saw them photographed next to something that would give you a sense of how tall they are. You see Jared, and you think, oh, he's 5'10". So then you see Jensen, and you go, oh, he's 5'5". So cute.
Seriously, it's my first memory.
Oh, no way.
Supernatural's Jensen's mouth. I swear. I don't even say it to be funny anymore. And then the second memory was we shot the car lot thing and then went for a table read afterwards. And then I was sitting in there with Amy. We just met. We rode up on the plane together. And here comes giant Jared walking in. I'm sitting down. We're like, oh my God, it's so exciting. We're husband and wife. Da, 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 da. And literally, Jared towers over me. And he's like, hey, I'm Jared Padalecki. And I really, at that point, felt like I was in over my head. I gotta be honest, when you did that miming, do that again? It did not look like you were shaking his hand.
Oh, no.
Like I said, Rich, I was trying to gather myself and pull myself together. Why, hello, Jared. Like, hey, Jared. I'm Matthew Cole. So that was the preparation, was trying to keep myself together and not lose my damn mind because I was on a show with these super famous dudes that were so handsome in real life. I was like, oh, look how pretty they make them look on TV. Holy shit, that's real. Those two.
You heard it here.
Apparently, we're supposed to have made those. I don't know where he got that mouth from. Oh boy. Jensen just kept looking at me. Mouth. It's like his lips have a built-in moisturizer. You know?
Yeah, I've talked about that.
Shiny. Never. Don't even dream of seeing a cracked lip on Jensen's face. Never gonna happen. Anyways, are you okay? I'm worried about you. Enough about Jensen's mouth. What'd you think about Jensen's mouth?
I feel better about my answer now.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah, baby.
hey, gather
About
around,
to do
Chip.
some stories.
Gather round. So, on the way back from set, I had wrapped late. It was probably maybe 8 or 9 o'clock. Sun was down. It was night. I needed a charger for my phone because I'd lost mine. So, on the way home from set, swung by a little electronics store out in Burnaby, I think, somewhere not close to town. And just this little tiny, like even smaller than a Radio Shack. And I called ahead. I'm like, hey, do you guys have a charger? They're like, yeah, come on in. Like, all right. So I opened up the little store door. It was in like a strip mall, and there's a desk, and it's just kind of an old electronics store. They got old monitors and stuff like that, and there's one person behind the counter, and I walk up, and I'm like, hey, and the person just stares at me like blankly, and I'm like, I called just a second ago about the phone charger, and she's just like, oh my God. And I go, what? And she goes, turn around. And I turned around, and sitting on some computer boxes was a big giant piece of cardboard, probably maybe 4 feet by 4 feet, with a perfect rendition of my face made out of Skittles.
He has a picture. You have a picture with it.
Oh, I took a picture of it. Yeah.
You send it to me.
I will find it. I will find it.
That's like the beginning of a horror movie.
No, so but I
Put the lotion in
want
the
to know what I
basket.
looked like when I turned back
It's
around
just
to her.
Skittles in the basket.
Right?
Slowly I turned.
He was.
He just backed out. He's like, I don't need a charger anymore.
Did the words "I'm your number one fan" come out?
Well, no. This is the crazy thing is that it
She's
was.
like, I don't even like you.
It
I'm
wasn't
telling
her.
this
It wasn't her that did it. It was her coworker who happened to be off that night.
Oh! Did you go back?
So she got her on the phone immediately, and I was like, "Hi, how you doing?" Yeah, I'm staring at a very odd picture of myself, and then it was just like screams on the other end of the phone.
And then you ate your own
this
nose.
was all because,
and then I ate me.
this was all because this person was participating in Misha's scavenger hunt, and I guess at work decided to make a portrait of me out of Skittles. And it was.
You did. You got the dimensions right. It was 4x4. That was stipulated. I just got a picture of it.
Is that it?
Oh yeah, that's brilliant. Don't correct me.
Imagine at night by yourself walking into a very dark store.
It's terrifying.
And like one lone person.
Terrifying.
And it's just like.
Is that Aisha Tyler?
Turn around.
Yeah, I think it is.
I don't. What?
I'm gonna send this to myself.
Isn't that amazing?
And then
Freaked me right
by the
out.
way, I'm gonna caption it because you look like you, but you also look a little bit like the
Whoa.
David Bowie kind of Ziggy Stardust era.
It looks like a
your lips
chimpanzee.
are very
Look,
red.
girl,
He's got a
I'm
little,
doing the blue
like,
steel.
Freddie Mercury. There's it.
Look, girl, I'm doing the blue steel. You know how we do.
You know how we do.
I do have to say that that day, that that horrible day, it was so he was such a whipping post that it got so fun that everybody started to join in. So much so that our B camera operator, Brian Rose, had the camera on his shoulder, was filming Misha. I was standing directly next to him. And Brian, in the middle of the take, just decided to just take his shorts off.
That's the entire movie. That's right.
And Misha's like, "You too? Really?" And Brian's like,
That was the day that people drove over from the production offices to watch.
"Oh, that's right, yeah." They were like, "Oh, it's
on, guys.
It's Kill Misha Day."
Game on.
And that's when I was like, okay, this may have ballooned
You know what
out
my
of control.
favorite part of that day was when we turned around and the camera was on you guys. I was like, I'm gonna get these guys. I'm gonna get them. So I made a paper airplane and I threw it and it just went like straight into the floor. Right? So
I don't
humiliating.
know what's better, the fact that you thought, I'm gonna get them, I'm going to make a paper airplane and throw it at them. Or the fact that amazing plan of just sweet revenge went like this. I mean, you really knocked it out of the park with that one.
I really did.
Cass has lots of character traits that I don't like. I don't like his voice. I don't like his posture. I don't like.
Really?
He hunches over, and part of it I feel like is my fault.
It is your fault. You developed the character.
I can't help it. Part of that is my fault.
I gotta be honest. There's a part of Cass that I don't like either.
Yeah.
And that's that he doesn't look at me when I talk to him. He literally looks away at the most inopportune times.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of a scene and he's just. But when it's his turn to talk.
Yeah, I don't know where he gets that.
Where did that come from?
I don't know where he gets that.
Because
I mean, now that you mention it, I totally get what you're
but
talking.
seriously, yeah, that's really annoying. It is interesting because as actors, we make choices for the character early on in the process, and there are some things that we do that we don't necessarily, we're not really aware that we're going to be married to forever.
And the term choices is a strong word as well.
It is. Sometimes it's just like
Something happens.
Something happens. Here's an example for Dean. In season 1, there were we went to talk to somebody about something like Sam and Dean do to get information about a case, and there happened to be some hors d'oeuvres on the table that this person decided to leave there. It wasn't written in the script. It was a director thing. He's like, maybe we'll put some crackers and cocktail sausages and things out on the table. Well, I just was like, hey. As a joke, because, hey, we have a saying on the set of Supernatural that there's no joke too cheap. And I decided that was going to be a funny thing. Then Dean proceeded to be written as this glutton of fast food and junk food for the next 8 seasons. And it literally was off of those little sausages that I just randomly wasn't even, I'm not even sure they were supposed to be eaten. I checked with my props department afterwards and I'm like, listen, were those even good? Because they didn't taste good. And Robin, bless her heart, was like, yeah, they weren't meant to be eaten. She's like, it's okay, they were fresh, but they weren't meant to be eaten. I'm like, well, I'm sorry, do you have another bag? Because I've just...
And a doctor.
And a doctor, because I'm now gonna meet. So anyway, yes, it's interesting that because we make kind of decisions or choices, even spur of the moment.
He's more mature with the goatee.
Within a scene or
Makes
within
him
an
distinguished.
episode that then they continue to write deeper. And that's part of the process of a character within a television series is the actor does things and the writers watch this and then they start writing towards what the actor's doing and it's a collaboration as the character develops. So I'm sure that there are things that Misha is like, man, why did I do the voice thing? And me as well. You know, why did I decide to do the voice thing? Because I don't talk like this all the time.
Or the Neanderthal thing that you do.
Or the Neanderthal thing that I do. Yeah, that's actually I like that. That's kind of
That is actually.
I'm glad you asked. We're here to endorse a new product, actually. It's called Network Television Starring Cream. It erases everything. If the boys had scars, we would look like Misha. We look better. We look better. And sometimes if that doesn't work, and say you happen to scar your face in real life, then what do you mean, Jensen? I'm just hypothetical. I can't speak, I'm nervous. Then we have an entire visual effects department that can just make you look like it never happened. Tell the story. I'm not going to tell the story. Tell the story. People have heard the story.
We haven't heard the story.
Tell the story.
Tell the story. Tell the story. Tell the story.
I split my face open and they fixed it. What do you want? How did I split my face open? Yeah. I'm glad you asked. Yeah, look, Harrison Ford's got a scar on his chin too, right? Yeah, but he's Harrison Ford.
If it's split his face open, I imagine literally, yeah, face split open.
That shall not be named. Let's name it Voldescar. He actually had to act with. You like that? You're not supposed to say Voldemort, so you're not supposed to say Voldescar. Harry Potter. I just scarred my face as well. He came to set with dots painted so that the visual effects people could make his face look like the rest of his face, all smooth like a baby's butt. There's an ironic point to the story, or part of the story, I should say. So I went out with a friend of ours, mutual friend of ours, that we used to work with. Don't bring me into this. Don't bring me into this. I went out with a friend of mine who used to work on the show. And he had since gone on and was working on other shows and doing other things. And he and I went out and had a couple drinks and went back to his place and had a couple more. And then I was like, all right, I need to go home. I went downstairs. He lives in a high-rise in downtown Vancouver. And as I was waiting for my taxi to show up, there was a little ledge where there was like a planter, and it had just freshly rained. And not thinking, I was like, I'm just wasting time. I'll just hop up on the planter.
Oh, no.
You know what you do when you're just kind of wasting time and you're just like, kind of strolling along and, whoop. So I decided, it was a little higher than I anticipated. And I jumped and went, whoop. Oh, it was a good one. And I just hit, and I went, you gotta be kidding me. And it was just leaking, just like a,
yeah.
it was like a faucet of blood got turned on. So I'm like holding my chin back up, and I'm like, all right. Now what do I do? I'm not kidding. That's you were working like it was a Saturday night, or you were working in 2 days essentially. I was working. I had the next day off. I was working the day after that. So I'm just holding my chin together, and I'm like, all right. Well, I don't think it's broken. There is a lot of blood. I don't think I can walk to the hospital. I'm pretty sure the cab driver's not going to let me into his cab. And it's just all over. So I called an ambulance and they came and picked me up, and I was like apologizing. I'm like, guys, I'm sorry. So anyway, the ironic point to the story is I get to set, and the visual effects department now has to put tracking marks on my face so that they can remove the pooling of blood that is now just swelling.
It's all swollen. Yeah.
I mean, I look like Jay Leno. And
it was a nice change.
Yeah, it was really had a really nice defined chin. But the ironic part about it was the person that had taken me out was the previous head of the visual effects department.
He planned it all along.
The new visuals at home going, suck it, boys. And so yeah, they ended up having to fix what was done. And but anyway, if the network cream doesn't work to take off the scars, we always have the visual effects department.
Fuck, marry, kill the cast of Supernatural.
Oh, my boy. Do this.
It's Sunday morning. I have to go to church after this. Now, I wasn't before, but I'm going to after this question. As a matter of fact, I do not. I'd marry Jensen.
Really?
I'd kill Misha.
Aww.
And I think we know where that leaves us. You guys, I'm gonna take a quick shower. Sorry.
Aww. I always forget about these. Thank you, dude.
Oh, he's always warmed my heart so much. Beginning of a month. It's like a thing I look forward to from my soul.
I mean, we earned it.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been working hard.
In terms of FMK, it's pretty simple what I would do, guys. Honestly, my answer, as much as I love me some Stephen Amell, I gotta disagree on pretty much every choice he had. Like, my answers came to me like that. I'd marry Misha.
I would too.
Misha, I mean, just based off the convention footage, Misha seems like the marriage material.
He looks like the one you want to spend your life with.
I'd F Jared.
Yes.
I'd definitely F Jared. Because, you turn him over with the long hair. Imagine a woman.
Sure, why not? If that's what gets you through
That's just a joke. I'd go with the guy thing. And then I'd kill Jensen. But, I would keep his body.
Safe.
And I would preserve it.
Yes. Crusted in Skittles.
That's the one thing I would really love. With Jensen's dead body. And I would slowly, after preserving, eat him a little by little over time.
You've been watching Hannibal, haven't
serving
you?
him as dinner to both Misha and whenever we include Jared in the bedroom, and then we have a dinner. Eat.
Is everybody gonna know that they're eating Jensen?
No,
that's
that's
gonna be the kind of thing where you reveal it
they're
halfway
not gonna have
through?
any idea, but I'm gonna know.
Oh, okay. FMK. Okay, so yeah, marry Misha, but I think I would kill Jared and keep Jared's body around because I feel like everybody, he's got the locks. He is the one that seems like, even though Dean plays the ladies' man, he seems like, Jared's the one who people fawn over in public. So I feel like I could probably charge people to come visit his body if I were to preserve it.
That's fair.
Plus, then I get Jensen, who seems like a chill guy, and him and Misha and me, yeah, like we could get that three-way action going on, Still J2M, because I'm John.
Despite the fact that Jared a few months ago was arrested for public intoxication and getting some bar brawls. I still get the impression Jensen's the one, when not drunk, is probably the one with a little bit more of a temper. In terms of devouring the human body, he's got more muscles.
But Jared is taller, so...
But I'm talking, you get better meat out of Jensen.
Okay.
That's how I play FMK, guys. I decide who can I eat.
FM cannibalism.
Yeah. This is a fun one. The season 2, did it happen? We're only on season 5 right now. And as they were asking this, I remembered thinking the show got way better around season 2. I remember the first episode of season 2. It's the one with John Winchester when he dies. But what the hell happened in season 2? Like, even for myself, I'm only on season 5 going, wait, I really remember season 3 and 4, but what happened in season 2 again?
Sterling K. Brown happened in season 2. I can't name you a bunch of specific episodes, but he's definitely a presence.
Oh,
that
how
is,
funny.
Remarkable of season 2.
I can imagine for them, like, this is a giant mumbo-jumbo of memories here, you know?
Well, and you know, you think you spend long days, and I'm sure that there's, you know, not, when you're in production, all the sleep in the world, so too, that affects the way you keep these memories. And yeah, shooting so many, getting on the routine, I have to imagine that at a certain point, word associating a specific season is probably easier for fans than the people who made the show.
Yeah, it all bleeds together, dude. Jared with the quick answers of how he met his wife, Genevieve. Oh, such a hottie. Such a hottie. I can't tell who's hotter. Genevieve or Jared.
Comment below.
So far we haven't seen any convention footage with her there. I feel like she would be, unless they got to that point where they're like, well, now that we're like married, let's not be doing like conventions and stuff together, you know, so that way we can maintain some sense of privacy since people know we met on. I could see that conversation happening.
Or maybe they don't want people stepping up to the mic like, does he drink your blood in real life? Do you role play as the characters? But it would
probably.
I mean, it would be a mutual way to unwind, especially after some long shoot days.
I love this notion that Jared was harassing her. Tailing her around and just wouldn't, but it was like boyishly charming. Can you boyishly charmingly keep following a girl anymore?
That's the trouble with romantic gestures and romantic fixations, is that I think the thin line depends entirely on perspective.
I feel like the takeaways on these topics have been very different than what people were hoping for today.
Yes. Influence. One thing I noticed, this is an actual thing I noticed, the progression that these convention footage compilations have taken us on, because the further we get into the show, the more things get revealed, the more people you're starting to see pop up, because I've heard them say like Richard Spate, however you say it, who plays Richard Spaghetti, who plays Gabriel the Trickster. He's apparently like, he does the MC bit a lot, like he often does hosting for these, like he's a part of it. You see the guy who plays Chuck is in a few of these. He's even sometimes up playing music with Jensen. It's cool to see the family of the show growing, and also people like Aisha Tyler, Stephen Amell popping up, or even the guy who was Crowley. Just seeing him there too. It's cool to see the family grow, and I hope that maybe as some of those guys become more fixed in the supernatural conventions, we'll start seeing more stories pop up from them as well. Because, you know, as Misha became more ingrained into the show, sure enough, we start seeing more stories and bits with him.
I mean, the fact that Matt Cohen was there as young John Winchester had me thinking, are we going to see more of young John Winchester? Because there was only that one episode I remember, the one that was like kind of starting off like a tribute to Back to the Future. Then it takes some turns where it's, it was the mom who was actually the hunter. What's funny about this is I loved his story. One of my favorite parts of this whole compilation. I barely remembered any of his lines or specific scenes in that episode. Like, I remember him being there, but I don't remember much.
I remember the flavor of the
But he really made an impression here at this convention.
Was he talking about Jensen's lips too?
Yeah, the same bit. I pointed that out. Of like, I'm watching the show. And I'm like, is he wearing like some really shiny chapstick or something? There are episodes where his lips just really do shine.
He's got the lips of an angel, man. No
I
wonder
believe
the
it was
angels
that
love him.
I believe it was that episode actually when I first noticed it, because so much of it was in broad daylight.
Yeah. We should go back and revisit. Come to the Patreon and fact check us in the episodes.
Yeah, I'm so glad he pointed that out. This height thing about them seems to be a reoccurring topic of people are always taken aback by when you meet them. And I agree with Richard's. I call him Richard. No,
Call him Dickie.
You know the rest of the joke. So I agree with that assessment about, when you see people on television, you assume their height, and then they're always taller in real life. Vince Vaughn is a tall guy. I saw him in person. I was like, wow, that guy's really tall. Jared and Jensen don't look that tall.
Especially when they're together, you stop thinking about it as much.
Yeah, I can see Jared being fairly tall,
Yeah,
taller than us. But the way everyone describes him is they're really tall,
extraordinarily tall. Well, and I think that detail helps to drive it home of like what luck that we found the two leads who are super tall and the short one is 6'1".
Yeah,
because that immediately just ingrains it as a thing.
Yeah, absolutely. These actor choices, I love stories about when they dive into their craft and what helped formulate their character. Because that is a common. I'm sure I'm not. It's a reoccurring thing about Dean is he's always munching. He's like Rusty from Ocean's 11. Exactly. He's always eating food. And I think I remember that moment, what he's talking about. It was so long ago, but I actually think I recall, I got a vague image in my head of that bit.
Yeah.
And then it did become that. And I've pointed that out so many times when watching the show of like, how does he stay thin? He just eats so much and all the time. And
seems to have no regard for what he's eating.
And they never do like a thing where they're taking a break for them to like exercise or weightlift or something,
I want the episode, season 6 better have an episode where they're taking naps, they're working out, eating meals,
and he's always
hydrating.
drinking beer too. So I'm like, how does Dean realistically stay in shape?
Well, maybe that's because they only eat once a day.
Yeah.
And so he's like, well, I got to get my carbs, so beer, it's like drinking bread, and then I'll, have burgers or something, and load up on proteins.
I love this story about the scars.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds god-awful horrible, but I love that notion of he's injured.
And then
he's in the ambulance and he's apologizing.
I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I feel like
this is my fault. No one pushed me. I'm just messing up.
I did a small thing that should have been nothing, and yet here we are.
Good thing that happened in Canada, though. You get some free healthcare out of that. You do that in the U.S.
Your life's
looking at a hefty bill right
change
there.
for a couple months.
Even that bill will put a dent in that man's pocket. Jeez.
But I gotta imagine too, things like that, because I love the conversation about the actor choices, because that highlights the collaborative nature of there are people noticing your performance and going, oh cool, I'll work with that. But then on the completely opposite side, I have to imagine that a lot of shows that get to go a certain length of time, or even movies that shoot for a certain length of time, probably have a few of those stories where it's like, oh man, somebody injured themselves in a weird way. We gotta fix this. During production.
That happens a lot. Hell, that even happened with Luke Skywalker from A New Hope to Empire.
He got his hand cut off in real life.
They had to
we gotta work it in the story.
For a minute of the film. It's not the same exact thing. They did have to, postpone or work around it. Yeah. But no, I've heard of many stories like that happening. And also with the performance part. I just love how Misha was there are things I don't like, and I feel like I'm kind of responsible. I'm like, aren't you fully responsible for it? You chose the voice, didn't you?
Yeah, well, and the hunching mannerism and stuff like that. I'm like some
you brought that to the table, I'd imagine, right?
Well, and that was funny too, because even Jensen, and you can tell in his regular speaking voice, even he has to pitch his voice down,
Oh, significantly.
Yeah.
Castiel is a little bit more here.
I gotta talk to you down here, Dean.
There's this rhythm, Dean.
I gotta go down to the bottom of my vocal range so that half of what I say is just wheezing.
And he does do that thing where he's usually looking around and he can see you. I mean, because I imagine everything's kind of like the Matrix to him.
Yeah,
he's Neo Vision on a lot.
Yeah, he's way more dimensions than you could fathom. Yeah. He's looking through time and space right now.
Oh, this is great. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Toasted, for whatever part of this you contributed to. Guys, subscribe to Supernatural Conventions. You can check us out on Patreon today. Click that notification bell. Please hit the like button on this video. It helps the algorithm out a lot. If you made it this far, well, you're in luck, because we got a Anissa Oliva. Homegirl, I have no clue where to begin with how to give genuine thanks to you. There are a gazillion different avenues I could go down. You like protect us. It's a weird thing to say, but you are like a guardian angel.
You fight for our honor.
You are our Castiel.
You're our chivalrous knight.
We're the
You're our
woke
angel.
Sam and Dean, and you're our Castiel. When we reboot it with a female Castiel, that's
you
who you
are Cass. Which one of us gets to be Sam and Dean, though? Because one of us is going to have a much better
I'm Dean.
relationship than you. Okay.
I'm Dean, what the hell's wrong with you?
Okay, that's right. That means me and Anissa
That's a
are going to
Dean
have
thing.
a lot of friction. Yeah. We're not going to get along so good.
We're changing the show, man. You're going to end up in a romantic relationship. Dean's
With
going to
the
be
Angels,
gay.
okay.
I'll hook up with Robbie.
Yes, I like it. I like that.
Male
idea.
Robbie.
Sure,
Will
why
be
not?
played by Eric Horseman. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, Eric and Anissa would be a perfect pairing for that because they are like our warriors of honor.
Yeah, Anissa, there's no way to put it. You're a guardian angel. You're the you're the female
shower us in
Castiel.
love, you know?
Until we catch up with
And
some
the
other
Lord's
female
love.
character in the show, you will be that
Some
character.
other female character in the show who has not died or revealed themselves to be a demon or been a demon from the start.
Yeah.
Pam.
Love you, dear. There's literally there's a bottomless pit of words that I could find. So, thank you.
Love.